Hey everyone, this is the Raven Ops Officer Freya, back for round number 2 of our 7th anniversary celebration and trivia questions. So I hope you guys took the last couple of hours between the first video and now to bone up on some of your knowledge and to do some studying, because I know the first round with the questions, they were rough. So it's definitely something that you want to make sure that these questions were hard and challenging, but we also want to have some fun with our trivia. So that's definitely something that we'll give it a few minutes here, kind of like we did with our first video, and we will let some other people join, and let's get ready and let's have some fun. So awesome. So thank you guys for joining for our second Facebook Live video. Of course, this is me from my own bunk, as far as in my own house. So this is definitely a first that we're doing here, and I've really enjoyed doing the videos today. So hopefully we can go through and maybe do some more of these a little bit in the future as well. Comic Palooza last year was the first time that I ever really had a chance to do a live video, and I've really enjoyed it. And a couple times last year did that at Comic Palooza, and then at one of the other conventions that we were at. So definitely super excited to do this. And again, like I mentioned earlier, we want to thank you guys, for being fans of the show, working, with us on the Battlestar Raven. It's been an awesome 7 years, and I know we're going to have many, many more, to go on. And, we've had our Gunstar escorts, so we've been able to grow our battle group, which has been really awesome. And so, we recently just had the Gunstar Kobold from our sister group in the United Kingdom join us. So that's always been really awesome. And I hope that they are able to, get on and join us, occasionally for these videos and for, some of the other events that we get to do. So, so we'll give it just a little bit longer, let some other people join with the video, and to do this. So one of the things I talked about earlier, and I definitely kind of want to touch on again, is with the upcoming Comic Palooza in May in Houston over Memorial Day weekend. We have the huge honor, and I'm super excited to see with our team BSG Viper, with them debuting the full-size Raptor. I can't wait. I know it's gonna be amazing to see, and it's gonna be fun. So what we're gonna do with this session, we'll give it here just a few more minutes, let some other people join and get into the videos. So in a little bit we'll get into the trivia questions. So I'll go over a little bit of the rules real quick, and then I'll go over them again before we get started, just that way if anybody else joins late, we're able to kind of recap with them. So we have 6 questions that we have a mixture of the original series as well as the reimagined series. So that way, if you're a fan of one, the other, or both, then you have a really great chance. This time around, we have 2 challenge coins that we're going to be awarding. And so we're going to make this a bit more challenging than we did previously, like last year at Comic Palooza. So the first 2 questions I'm going to go over is going to be just a 1 question, 1 answer. And it's going to be for some Raven swag, whether it's a lanyard or a button or one of the bracelets. So there's something that will get you some Raven swag as far as with that. And then the final 4 questions, which are going to be the really super hard ones, are going to be for the challenge coins. So the way that will work is that we have a one set of questions with one reimagined series and one original series question. You must answer both questions correctly in order to win the command challenge coin. If you do not answer both questions correctly, then you would not be awarded that. So we have 2 chances to do that this time around, and then I maybe have some extra bonus questions just for some fun, and just to get some extra trivia knowledge in too. So I tell you what, we'll give it just a few more moments and we will get started. So I definitely do want to give a shout out to Raven Actual and to the Marine OIC, which I know that they're here with us as well. So they been able to sneak in and watch the video again. So definitely very happy to be a part of such an awesome group, and had an opportunity to do some of the things that I've been able to do. So hopefully we will be able to have some more operations on the BFC site come up here in the near future. Been kind of working on some things, and we'll see kind of what we have going on. So trying to think if there's any other updates that we need to take a look at or anything else that we need to go over. So like I said, the big thing is going to be Comic Palooza coming up. The big thing with that is we're always celebrating Battlestar Galactica. That's definitely something that as fans that we have, obviously have a passion for. We wouldn't be here if we didn't. But with the 40-year anniversary coming up later this year, that's just amazing. And I do think that we owe a big part of the fandom and the longevity of Battlestar Galactica to Mr. Richard Hatch. Who we lost him last year, and he was always a big proponent of Battlestar Galactica, from the original series and even up to the reimagined series in the 2000s. So, that's definitely something that we miss him a lot. I know I've gone to several conventions where I normally would see him at, and it's missing him, whenever we're there. So that's definitely something that we will, always hold in our heart, and we will always keep the faith alive, and and try to do right by his honor, and by his ideas that he always had with Battlestar Galactica. So. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started here. So I know we have quite a few people that have joined. So the first 2 questions, again, that we're going to go over, it's going to be for Raven Swag. So I have an original series question that you can answer, and as well as a reimagined series question that we can answer. So let's go ahead and get to it. And so with our very first question, in the original series, what does the Ship of Lights do that can render humans unconscious? So again, in the original series, what does the Ship of Lights do that can render humans unconscious? So if you know what that was, what was it that was about the Ship of Lights that actually was able to render humans unconscious, just type it in there in the chat, and we will go ahead and, first one to answer wins, the prize with that. So, so hi John, how are you? Batmax, you said it was a burst of light. That actually is not correct with that. So, I'll give it just another few more moments. So, in the original series, what does the Ship of Lights do that can render humans unconscious? Anybody have an idea? Now, I do have to say, for me personally, I've actually just been watching the original series for the first time. For me, I got started with the reimagined series in the 2000s, and I actually was able to get the original series recorded on my DVR, so I've been going through those episodes recently. So I'll give it just another few moments. So the first trivia question is, in the original series, what does the Ship of Lights do that can render humans unconscious? And Awesome. Yep, vampire. That is, yeah, that is correct. Yeah, it's an extremely loud sound, or loud, ear-piercing sound. Exactly correct. So yeah, so with that is with the ship of lights. It did, give a loud sound that ended up just incapacitating everybody, which is, definitely a very valuable, very valuable tool, especially when you're looking in combat, stuff like that. So, so good job, Vampire, with that. So, with that, we'll move on to question number 2. So again, this is going to be for some Raven swag coming up. Okay. So in the Reimagined series, when Kat is dying from radiation poisoning, Admiral Adama comes to see her. What does Admiral Adama do and announce before Kat passes away? So I know it's a little bit of a long one. In the Reimagined series, when Kat is dying from radiation poisoning, Admiral Adama comes to see her. What does Admiral Adama announce before Kat passes away? Correct, McMo. Yes, yeah. So Admiral Adama does make Kat the CAG before she passes away from radiation poisoning. So very good. All right. So all right. All right. So for those, that does kind of finish up for the moment for our Raven swag questions. So now with the challenge coin, as we just kind of mentioned, so yeah, with these 2 questions, those were for the Raven swag. So the next 4 questions that we have coming up, they're going to be for the challenge coins. So with that, I'm going to go through the first series is going to be for the first 2 questions are going to be for the first challenge coin. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, you have to answer both of those questions correctly in order to win and be awarded the challenge coin. So when I ask the first question, if you answer it correctly, then I will give that person a opportunity to answer the second question, and we'll have it timed. It'll be about a minute or so for you to be able to answer the question. If you do not answer the second question correctly, then we would not, you would not be winning the challenge coin, and we'll move on to the second one. So, all right. So is everybody ready for the what you guys have all been waiting for? Correct. Yeah. You need to answer both questions correctly at the same time. So the same person has to answer the 2 questions that are in for that one series as far as with that. So if you answer one and not the other, then you don't win the coin with that. Okay. So, all right. So for the first challenge coin. So first question, in the Reimagined series, what was the name of the ship that was the former posting for Colonel Ty that he served aboard during the first Cylon War? This is the ship that Ty fought hand-to-hand against Cylon Centaurians. So again, the first question of this 2 questions for the first challenge coin. In the Reimagined series, what was the name of the ship that was the former posting that Colonel Ty served aboard during the first Cylon War? This is the ship that Ty fought hand-to-hand against the Cylon Centaurians. I know it's a little bit of a long question, and this is something that actually made Colonel Ty a bit famous for during the first Cylon War. It also caused him to have some scars. I mean, definitely fighting hand-to-hand against, some Cylon Centaurians. I mean, that's definitely something that would be kind of difficult with that. So, does anybody have an idea the name of the ship that Colonel Ty was on during the first Cylon War that he fought hand-to-hand with Cylon Centaurians? Any guesses? I'm going to give y'all just a few more moments, and let's see if we have anybody that can answer. Anybody? Anything? I know it's something that maybe not quite known very, very much, but it was mentioned in the series, so. Nobody? I'll give y'all just a few more moments. Okay, I'll ask it one more time. In the Reimagined series, what was the name of the ship that was the former posting that Colonel Ty served aboard during the First Cylon War? This is the ship that Ty fought hand-to-hand against Cylon Centaurians. Alright, I'll give y'all just a few more moments. I'm sure some of you guys are Googling. No Googling now. Unfortunately, no, it was not the Prometheus. Good guess, though, absolutely. So, all right. So I tell you what, we're going to go ahead and move on to the second challenge coin. So we don't have any correct answers as far as for the first set, for the first two questions. So the next two questions, this is again for the challenge coin. So just as a reminder, you need to answer the question correct on the first time, and then whoever it is that answers correct, that person will have an opportunity to answer the second question. If that person does not answer the second question correctly, then you will not be awarded the challenge coin. The main reason why we wanted to make these questions a bit harder, a bit challenging, especially with the command challenge coin, because this is something that's very rare, something that's not, available for sale to the public. This is something that, you earn, and, it can be exchanged between different chapters of the Battlestar Galactica fan club. So, we definitely wanted to make it a bit challenging, but we also wanted to have some fun while doing this as well, too. So, alright, so if you guys are ready, we will start with the next set of questions. So I tell you what, I started with the reimagined question this last time, so we'll do an original series question for the first one this time, okay? So for the second challenge coin, part 1 of 2, in the original series, the episode The Lost Warrior, what was the name of the planet that Apollo crash landed on? So again, in the original series, the episode The Lost Warrior, what was the name of the planet that Apollo crashed on? So I'll give y'all just a few moments, and let's see if anybody knows the answer to that. So in the episode, the original series, the episode The Lost Warrior, what was the name of the planet that Apollo crashed on? Now, I'll be honest, this is one of the episodes that I haven't gotten to watch all the way through quite yet. It's actually, I started the other day and had to stop. So, I definitely wanted to take the time as I was looking through these original series questions, and trying to, make them difficult, but, not impossible. I mean, that's definitely something that, we can definitely give out. So, does anybody have an idea? In the original series, in the episode The Lost Warrior, what was the name of the planet that Apollo crashed on? Alright, so I'll give you guys just a few more, and let's see if anybody can answer the question. No? Nobody so far? Alright, so I'll give you guys just a few more moments. So again, the question, and you can just type the answer right there in the chat. In the original series, in the episode The Lost Warrior, what was the name of the planet that Apollo crashed on? Yeah, Micmo, I know the spelling's a little off with that. Yeah, so it was Equuleus. Equellus. I know the spelling is not my forte, so, yeah, okay. So I'll go with that. All right, so Micmo, that is correct. So now you have to answer the second question in order to receive the command challenge coin, okay? So, and like I said, this will be timed, so you'll have about a minute. All right? So, Micmo, in the Reimagined series, what is the name of the ship that Starbuck is given to find the route back to Earth? So this question is just from McMo, so for Michael Morlock only. In the Reimagined series, what is the name of the ship that Starbuck is given to find the route back to Earth? Awesome. Yes, very good. Yep, it was the Demetrius that Starbuck was given to find the route back to Earth. And so this actually was one of my favorites, because this was in season 4. It was the episode 6 of 1 that she got the opportunity to finally go through and to get the ship so she could find the way back to Earth, and then eventually ended up going through and leading the rest of the fleet to Earth, which is awesome. So that's awesome. All right. So I don't know if he was able to Google that in that quick a time or not. Okay, now really, so you just watched both of these episodes this last week? Okay, so that was just a coincidence, I promise. So I mean, I know you answered that second one pretty quickly. So that's awesome, Micmo. So we do have a winner for one of the challenge coins. So Micmo, I'll get with you on the side with everything. So a couple other things. So I know that we did have, I mentioned in my post earlier after the first video that we did get a special message from a very special guest. So Luciana Caro, also known as Kat, was able to stop by the page earlier and wanted to wish us a happy anniversary. So that's definitely something that we are very thankful for those cast members who definitely do interact with us, and they enjoy it too. And that's something that we appreciate that. So if you get a chance, go into the post that it was the original post that Raven Actual did this morning for the anniversary, and then I shared it this afternoon as well. But so in honor of that, what I thought I'd kind of do just to have a little bit of extra fun is to have some questions centered around Kat. We always talk about, and even myself, we always talk about Starbuck and Apollo, Commander Adama, Admiral Adama, kind of the main characters. And some of the supporting cast, such as Kat, even Hot Dog, Hilo and Boomer were still one of the kind of a little bit more of a main cast, but I really thought the character of Kat was a really good one. I think a lot of us as fans, and when we watched it, we didn't know what to make of her character at first, but then as we got to kind of see that character develop, it was really great. So I have a couple of extra bonus 3 questions centered around Kat, just kind of as a celebration and a thank you, to have a little extra fun. So let's see if you guys know some kind of character specifics. So, and I do see we got a message from Team BSG Viper. So I want to say, hey guys, I'm so glad that you guys are able to tune in. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we love seeing the videos. We can't wait to get a good look of the Viper put together, when it debuts at Comic Palooza. So that's awesome. All right, so a couple extra bonus questions just for some fun, as far as with that, okay? So, talking about Kat. So one thing that really caught me off guard is we found out that Kat's name is not her own. So, what is Luann Catherine's real name? So I was really kind of shocked when we've come to find out that Luann Catherine, that was really not her name. She actually ended up taking someone else's name when the attack on the colonies happened. So does anybody know what her real name was? I'll give y'all a moment to think that over. We just want to show Kat a little bit of love tonight too, since we're here. So does anybody know what Luann Catherine's real name was? And we actually find this out in like the final episode that she was in. So to kind of jog memories with that is actually this episode that we find this information out. Her past comes back to haunt her, and Starbuck sees an argument between Kat and this person from her past, that, you know, she ends up confronting this person and says, hey, you know, what were you and Kat arguing about? And come to find out, you know, that she had a not so great past, but, you know, I look at it this way, as with the character, they, you know, she was able to redeem herself, you know, from a not good past. So, you know, so we find out that Kat's name is not her own. What is Kat's real name? Alright, so I don't have any answers quite yet, so that's alright. Yeah, that was from the passage. Yep, that's the name of the episode, correct. So, I'll tell you what, I'll move on to the second question. Like I said, this is just a bonus round just for some fun. Like I said, showing a little bit of love here. So, does anybody know what the name of the first episode that Kat appeared in? Does anybody know what the name of the first episode that Kat appears in? This also was a little bit of a controversial episode. It dealt with some strong emotions, especially on the side, you know, of Starbuck. Just to kind of, you know, give a little bit of a hint there with it. So what's the name of the episode that Kat first appeared in? I'll give you all a little bit of a hint too with this. As I mentioned, you know, kind of a little bit of a high emotions, you know, as far as with Starbuck. This is actually one of the first times that we get to see Starbuck actually go through and start training new Nuggets, you know, new Viper pilots. Because especially, you know, being as a fleet that they were, they, you know, were short on pilots, especially, you know, when people were lost in battle. So they definitely had to train some more people up. You're close, Mi'kmo. You got that's one of the words. So it was the Act of Contrition. So that was the name of the first episode that Kat did appear in. So awesome. And then I'll do the last question. Like I said, this is just a bonus round just for some fun, okay? So in the episode Final Cut, what happens to Kat when she overdoses on stimulants or stims that lands her in, she ended up landing her into sickbay. So we know that during that episode, Final Cut, there's a lot of pressure being put on the pilots. You know, everyone has been taking stims, and Kat ends up overdosing on stims. So what happens? What does she do that makes them realize, hey, this is not necessarily a good situation? And what happens to Kat as she's overdosing on the stims? And again, that's the episode Final Cut. Alright, I'll give you guys just a few more moments. And like I said, this is a bonus round. This is just for fun. So, you know, hey, Vampire, thanks for joining us. Definitely have a good night, and, you know, we appreciate you coming along. I won't be here but just a few more moments, so give it just a few more. And does anybody know what happens with Kat in the episode Final Cut, you know, as she's overdosed on stimulants that ends up landing her in sickbay? Alright, so I'm going to kind of keep all these questions in my pocket. Like I said, this was just kind of a bonus round for fun. So, again, I do want to say thank you, everybody, you know, for being a part of the Raven family. You know, like I said, it's been an amazing 7 years. Stay tuned for more videos coming up. As I mentioned earlier, make sure to follow Team BSG Viper on their Facebook page. You know, we always definitely, you know, make sure to share the videos of the the Viper build, and that's something that we will get to see it in its full glory here coming up in May over Memorial Day weekend at Comic Palooza in Houston. So we're definitely super excited for that, and I hope you guys have a great night. This is Raven Ops Freya again saying, happy anniversary to everybody here at the Raven, and hope you guys have a good night. Signing off.